It is the center of our bodies, but how much attention are you paying to your core? On today's Staying a Step Ahead, we get a better understanding of just how important these muscles are.
Good morning. I'm Christine Gibbs from A Step Ahead Physiotherapy in Governor Square. Thank you for joining me for another segment of Staying a Step Ahead. One of the biggest fitness trends right now is core stability. The importance of your core muscles has become a focus over the past few years. Whether you're a high-level athlete, fitness enthusiast, or even someone who just sits at a desk all day, a strong, stable core is imperative to staying pain and injury-free. Core strength is just like any muscle or activity. You need to practice and train it to improve it. You know that old adage, if you don't use it, you lose it? It holds true for core as well. The focus of most people's workouts is what I call the pretty muscles. You know, the ones you can see that make it eligible for the cover of Fitness magazine. Core muscles are deep within your body and not visible like your biceps or chest muscles. Even though you cannot see them and no one can tell from the outside that you have a strong, well-developed core, they are hugely important and must be incorporated into your workout routine. Now, there is so much to cover for core muscles and stability that I'm going to break this into two segments. I want to be sure to thoroughly explain the importance of your core and some common mistakes and how to properly develop a strong, stable core. You need to understand why your core is so important. You need 360-degree stability. Your core acts like a corset or internal brace. I like to use a tent analogy. So a tent is not solid, it needs all sides to be taut for stability. Same thing with your body. You have your diaphragm as the roof of the tent, pelvic floor is the floor, your abs in front, obliques on the side, and your paraspinals in the back. If you over or underdevelop one side, you'll make at least one side collapse. So, six-pack in front might be pretty, but you'll actually cause pain if you don't work on the other sides of your core. How many of you do back extensions with a weight plate? You know, up and down at the gym? Core stability is not about how many pounds of weight you can lift with back extensors. This is totally irrelevant for core and posture. Core stability is about endurance, not power and strength. Secondly, you need a stable base for your extremities to move. I use a crane analogy. A crane moves heavy objects. You must have a stable base for the arm to move and not cause the base to tip over. The longer the arm or more weight on the end, you need a stronger, more stable base or it will tip over. Same thing with your body. Strong, stable core, you can move your arms and legs without tipping over. The most common complaint from people with a weak core is low back pain, although they usually don't know that is the cause. Most people think it's from lifting something too heavy, sleeping wrong, taking a long-haul flight, tweaking it in the gym, injuring on the rugby pitch, and so on. What most people are unaware of is that their weak core has left them vulnerable to injury. So yes, it may be these isolated incidents were the catalyst for injury and pain, but if they had a well-developed core, they probably would not have wound up injured. Stiffness is the #1 complaint with people coming into the clinic with low back pain. It's a compensation for lack of stability. Stiffness is trying to stabilize the joints since your core is not doing it properly. Since most people don't know this, they work on decreasing the stiffness by stretching. If all you do is work on mobility, you'll make it worse. This is not your problem. You already are too mobile. You need to work on the strength. Most traditional exercise programs for the low back emphasize mobility way too much. How many of you start off your day with a series of stretches? Like I already said, this is making the problem worse. First thing I do with patients is take away any rotation stretches. The lumbar spine is not meant to rotate. You only have 15 degrees of rotation in your spine, give or take. That's not much. Forcing rotation through stretching is jamming the vertebral joints and causing pain and irritation. So if you're doing exercises like this, if you're twisting, rotating, or even lying on your back and extending one leg, rotating your spine, stop doing that. You're making it worse. To prep you for next month, I want to initiate the foundation for all core work so you can practice until I show you how to build on that foundation to strengthen your core. There are many methods and philosophies on core work. I frequently tell my patients, if you ask 10 people the same question, you get 11 different answers. I'm going to show you my way. This does not mean I've developed a technique. It simply means this is the philosophy I've adopted over the years, as I feel from a physiotherapy point of view, it's most effective. For all the exercises I will show you, the key to optimal performance is neutral, brace, breathe. So, find neutral spine. Somewhere between flattening out and arching all the way is your neutral spine. And then brace. Tighten that tent as tight as you can, all sides. Back, sides, front, and then back off. You want about 10 to 20% contraction. And then breathe. If you're breathing, you've got about the right amount of contraction. Remember, neutral, brace, and breathe. Thanks for tuning in. Join me next month to find out which exercises are best to develop a strong, stable core and continue staying a step ahead. And remember, neutral, brace, and breathe.
If you'd like to get in contact with Christine or the team at A Step Ahead Physiotherapy, you can give them a call at 745-ASAP, that's 2727, or send an email to info@astepaheadphysio.com. Visit their website, www.astepaheadphysio.com, or stop by their offices at Governor Square.
And don't forget, next month we're going to continue that core discussion, which I need to pay close attention to.